Section 11.2 talks about a first application of a derivative or your rules that you learn about derivatives, and it's called marginal analysis. Okay, it's marginal analysis. So your goal is to talk about marginal cost, revenue, and profit using derivatives. We've talked about these concepts before. Now we want to talk about them from the viewpoint of a derivative. Okay, so marginal cost. So recall from section 1.2 that a cost function C specifies the total cost as a function of the number of items x. So C of x is the total cost of x items. The marginal cost function is the derivative C prime of the cost function. Thus, C prime of x measures the rate of change of cost with respect to x. Whenever we first talked about cost and marginal cost, we wrote out a line and we identified the marginal cost as the slope. Now we're just saying, hey, we now know the slope is the same thing as the derivative, so now we can just find the derivative, and that's our marginal cost. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, so that's all we're going to do here in this section. Look at applications of things that we've already talked about connected with the new idea of derivative. So we want to find, in example 1, we want to find the marginal cost at the given production level x, and we want to state the units of measurement. Okay, C of x is equal to 20,000 plus 7x minus 0.00005 x squared, and x is equal to 10,000. So we want to first find, it says find the marginal cost at the given production level x. So let's find the marginal cost. So let's find C prime of x. C prime of x is equal to, what's the derivative of 20,000? 0. The derivative of 7x? 7. Good. And then minus 0.00005 times 2x. And you'll get to the point where you won't have to write this out each time, but until you get really comfortable with it, write it out. All right, so this is equal to 7 minus 0.00005 times 2x is what?
Negative 0.0001x.
1x. Good. Now we need to find, that's our marginal cost, right? Now we want to find our marginal cost at the given production level. So when x is 10,000, what do we get here? So what's 10,000 times 0.0001? 1. Good. So you have 7 minus 1, which is what? 6. So that means we have that will cost $6 per item. What questions do you have? What questions do you have? Okay, let's talk about marginal revenue and profit. Let's talk about marginal revenue and profit. Okay. So recall that a revenue or profit function specifies the total revenue R or profit P as a function of the number of items X. The derivatives R prime and P prime of these functions are called the marginal revenue and the marginal profit functions. They measure the rate of change of revenue and profit with respect to the number of items. Excuse me. Example 2. The Audubon Society at Enormous State University is planning its annual fundraising eat-a-thon. The society will charge students $1.10 per serving of pasta. The society estimates that the total cost of producing X servings of pasta at the event will be C of X equals $350, get my voice together, $350 plus 0.10x plus 0.002x squared dollars. calculate the marginal revenue and profit functions, okay? Calculate the marginal revenue and profit functions. So, here, R of X is equal to 1.1x, right? Because the society will charge students $1.10 per serving of pasta. So that's 1.1x. What's your marginal revenue? Say it again. I just can't hear you this loud outside. 1.1, very good. The marginal revenue is the same thing as R prime of X, which is 1.1. Very good. So we found the marginal revenue. Now your profit is given by what?
Cost or revenue minus cost.
Revenue, which is R of X minus cost. Very good. So your revenue is equal to 1.1x, and then we're going to subtract our cost, and our cost is given by this equation here. So we have 1.1x minus the quantity, 350, plus 0.10x plus 0.002x squared. Are we okay so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is equal to 1.1x minus 350 minus 0.10x minus 0.002x squared. You have like terms here, so we can simplify. In doing so, we get negative 350 plus x, because 1.1 minus 0.10 is 1. So you get plus x minus 0.002x squared. So that's our profit, okay? We have to calculate our marginal profit though, right? It says calculate the marginal revenue and profit functions. We found the profit. So the marginal profit is what? What's your marginal profit? Yes? 0.004x. You got it. Good. That's your marginal profit. What questions do you have? Okay, so now we're going to build on what we found here. We're going to continue this example, part B. Part B says compute the revenue and profit and also the marginal revenue and profit if you have produced and sold 200 servings of pasta. Okay, so remember, we said R of X was equal to 1.1x. So R of 200 is equal to 1.1 times 200. And that's what? 220. Good. So the total revenue, what that means is that the total revenue from the sale of 200 plates is $220. Do you want me to write that out? I see yes, so let me write it out. That means that the total revenue from the sale of 200 plates is $220. Okay? Now, we have to also consider the profit because we have to find that, compute the profit as well if we produced and sold 200 servings of pasta. So P of X, what is P of X? Remind me what that is? Well, we've actually found the formula. We're building on from what we found in A. P of X was equal to what? Give me the simplified version.
Negative 350 plus x
You said plus
It was minus.
Oh,
minus
minus.
0.002. What?
Squared.
What, you said square?
X squared.
X squared. Good. So that was our profit, right? Now we need to find P of 200. So we did a lot of the legwork in part A. Okay, now we're just applying what we found in A to this. So P of 200 would be equal to negative 350 plus 200 minus 0.002 times the quantity 200 squared. And what do you get when you simplify all of that? Negative 230. So what happens here? The society is going to do what? They're going to lose money. They're going to lose $230 from the sale of 200 plates. Okay, so the society will lose $230 from the sale of 200 plates. Okay? And now it says we also have to find the marginal revenue and the marginal profit if we have produced and sold 200 servings of pasta. So R prime of X was equal to 1.1. So that just means R prime of 200 is going to be equal to what? 1.1. You got it. So what that means is the approximate revenue. So that means that the approximate revenue, is there a question online? Is there a question online? Okay. So that means that the approximate revenue from the sale, it's a random mark, from the sale of the 201st plate is $1.10. Okay, and now we need to find our marginal profit. Bless you. So remember that P prime of X was what?
1 minus 0.004.
004X, right? Good. So P prime of 200 is equal to 1 minus 0.004 times 200. What do you get here?
90%.
No. I heard 92 cents.
When you do 0.04 times 200, I think it's
0.004 times 200, and then you find that, and then subtract that from 1. 1 minus that gives you what? What? 0.2, right? Or 0.20? 0.2, right? So that means that the approximate profit from the sale of the 201st plate is 20 cents. So that means that the approximate profit from the sale of the 201st plate is 20 cents. Okay? Now, what questions do you have so far? What questions do you have? Online, are you okay? Okay, so C says for which value of X is the marginal profit 0? For which value of X is the marginal profit 0? How do we find that? Yes?
set the marginal profit equation 0, which is 1, so 0 equals 1 minus 0.00.
You got it. Good. So you take your marginal profit and set it equal to 0. So you have P prime of X equal to 0, or as you said, you have 1 minus 0.004X equals 0. which means 1 is equal to 0.004x. Divide both sides by 0.004, and you get x is equal to 1 over 0.004. Or what is x? 250. Good. So that means the value of x that will make the profit 0, the marginal profit 0, is 250.